Hey D, how are you?
Anthony, what's going on, bro?
Much, man. You've been a part of a bunch of different type of seasons, lockout shortened seasons. Last season, getting suspended and going to the bubble, and that was unique. How unique has this year been in your eyes, and what have been the biggest challenges?
I mean, there's never been nothing like this season. Obviously, this is it's new, uncharted waters for everybody. But the thing that I miss the most is just the opportunity to bond and to grow. I think our biggest strength is that throughout the season, we continue to build that bond on and off the court. Iron sharpens iron. Is something that we say. So we're actually still a team that in 2021 still like to get out there and practice and mix it up and we call it Hunger Games and just create that that mentality of competition and playing at a high level all the time. So that's something that's been taken away from us, obviously, with the schedule and just the opportunity to spend time with my guys. You know what I'm saying? We take pride in, really having relationships that go beyond the game of basketball.
And I'm sorry to start this line of questioning again for another season, but you've said for the past few years that you want that a night with friends and family, to be there, whenever is the end for you. Is that you going to come this season, or are you still undecided of what the future holds for you past this year?
Man, I just, take it one day at a time and, we'll figure it out. The goal now is to win a championship. And then, we'll go from there. I can't really think past today. I've been told just to take it one day at a time. And, when I get to the summers, that's when I think about that. So that's the advice I'm going to take from a wise man.
Perfect. Thank you, D.
Next, we'll go to Tim Reynolds.
Hey, UD, how you doing, man?
Tim, what's going on?
How you doing?
Good.
The last year's Hall of Fame class finally gets enshrined next weekend, and you obviously played against Kobe, against Timmy, against KG. Other than being three of the toughest guys to ever walk the planet and three of the best players to ever live, was there something else that jumped out at you about those guys, either collectively or individually, that just separated them and made greatness even greater?
Tough guys, you said?
Yeah. Well, tough, elite, all of it. Just was there something about
two of those guys I would probably say I consider tough guys, and that's more so mentally tough. And one of those guys just do a lot of this. That's not tough at all. So we going this the definition of tough guy don't go by guys that do this. You know that, Tim. So
I understand.
I want to take KG. You probably want to take KG off that tough guy list. Now, great basketball player. Great basketball player, yes. Those guys, competitive spirit. Those guys, the way they led their teams, all in different ways. Obviously, Kobe was a guy that basically said, I'm gonna lead. I'm gonna knock down every wall. I'm gonna push every brick, and you guys just get on board and follow. And if I can implement, my mentality and my heart into you guys, then we'll be all right. That's the way Kobe, did his thing. I think Tim Duncan quietly was just a quiet assassin. Just one of those guys that didn't say much. And those guys probably pissed you off more than anybody. He's not going to talk to you, not going to say much, and at the end of the night, he's going to fry you like chicken. He's going to have 30 or 15, and they're going to win the championship. Obviously, KG chooses a route that I really don't, condone. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that talking and disrespect, but you can't take away from what he's done on the basketball court and who he's been as a basketball player. Obviously, coming in at such a young age and from the get-go, being able to dominate this game of basketball on both ends of the floor. You talk about two-way player. He was one of the first guys to be able to do it at 6'11". Talking about guarding 1 through 5 and just the way he was disruptive on defense, and then took it to the offensive floor and just approached both ends of the game, with the same, mentality and aggressiveness. So, all those guys are great basketball players, and God rest the soul of Kobe, man. Those guys definitely deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Don't be loosely throwing around tough guy, Tim.
I understood. To you, they're all playing for second, and you know this. So you know that. So
I appreciate it.
I wanted to follow up with something just as important. Where's your golf game at these days?
It sucks, bro. It sucks. I'm actually going to invest in a golf simulator. COVID has pushed me to the point where I think I have to invest in a golf simulator. With the way our schedule has been this year, and the travel and the games and stuff, I've actually taken not one step back, but probably 3 steps back in golf.
Sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah, I'm just wasting my money on my membership right now.
I'm happy to let you take my money anytime you want.
No, I'm telling you, I can't take nobody money right now. I really can't.
Thank you, UD.
Thanks.
All right, next we go to Ira Winderman.
A couple of things. You've had a lot of different roads with your teams to the playoffs, but never anything like this play-in tournament is a possibility. LeBron last week came out against it, saying you don't go through an entire season and have to go through that. Luka, Mark Cuban said the same thing. As the reality looms out there for your team, what are your thoughts on the play-in?
I don't want to be in it. I don't want that to be a part of our situation going into, the next phase of the season. I'm hoping we don't have to, end up in that situation. And I do think it's a little silly. You know what I mean? I don't know who came up with it. I'm not an analytical guy. I'm sure they can bring all kinds of numbers and, all kinds of, stats that'll say, oh, this is the best way to do it. And, as a basketball player, as a guy who's been in this league a long period of time and just seen this league grow and so many different things about this league that's catapulted us to this point that we are today, I think it is taking a step back. You know what I'm saying? Especially after the bubble and just a shortened off season to put teams in a position to have to be in a play-in, especially guys like ourselves and the Lakers who basically slugged it out to the end.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And to be here in this situation saying we might have to be in a play-in, yeah, it's a little unfortunate, but we're the type of team that's gonna whine about it. Like whatever you want to do, put it in front of us, and we'll figure it out.
And then one question to follow up on what Anthony asked, because we like to harp on things like this. Unless you appear in a game, this actually will not count as your 18th season, according to the NBA statistically. Will you nudge Spo before the Heat play in Detroit by the end of the season to add this to your list of seasons?
I mean, I haven't thought about it, but I mean, I'm sure Spo and our guys, keep those things, close to hand and understand, the importance of that. But for me, if we don't win the Detroit game and I got in, it really wouldn't matter. My thing is let's win out this season. Let's get this best playoff spot we can possibly get, and let's go in here and try to get it done. But I'm sure Spo will figure out a way to give me enough for 5 seconds, and I'll grab 10 rebounds.
All right, you win again.
Thank
you, UD.
Next we go to Cooper Moorhead.
Hey, UD, I was hoping to get your perspective on this. The way this team defends, I know it's not one-to-one because there's more switching. It's obviously a different era, but it seems somewhat similar to the team Spo coached when Spo was just starting out this first 4 or 5 years, with how aggressive it is, creating steals, getting out transition off the defense.
I think it's just a part of – oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just asking, is it similar to what his defense was like, 10 years ago, and especially in a league where a lot of teams have gone more conservative defensively since then?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, Chris. I don't even know what the hell the defense was like 10 years ago. This season started running together on me, and all the defenses started to look the same. But what I will tell you is, what we do a great job is coaching our personnel. You know what I'm saying? And we have Swiss Army knives guys on defense. You talk about a guy like Bam, who, in my opinion, should be the defensive player of the year. You talk about Trevor Ariza, who's a guy who can guard, multiple positions and switch. You talk about KZ, and we just got multiple guys that can guard multiple positions. And in today's game, that's a luxury. So the more of those kind of guys we got, the more creative we can be with our schemes and flat defenses out and make them take bad shots.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
And next we go to Christos Saltas with SDNA Greece.
Hello, UD. Hope you are doing well.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. I would like to ask you about Bam and his progress through the years. What is the most impressive part from your perspective about his progress, and what is his potential for the next years?
Bam?
Yes.
Oh, man. I mean, sky's the limit for Bam. I think the thing that Bam does the best is that he listens. He actually listens, and he tries to apply the things that, we give him. For me, at this stage of the game, I hate wasting my time. So, when I sit down and I spend time with Bam, whether it's on film or whether it's on the court or in the weight room, I know it's not falling on deaf ears, and I know it's going to get applied. He's a real student of the game. And I think, his passion, is beyond the game of basketball. You talk about growing up, how he grew up in a trailer home and a single mother. I think his strongest, asset is his heart. A kid that has heart like that. I tell him all the time, you got to have enough heart for everybody. And then you see out there on the basketball court, the way his play just lifts our level defensively and just takes us to a whole nother level as a team.
He can be the next Udonis Haslem of the Heat through the years, or he can be the face of this team.
Definitely, definitely, no doubt. He's not as handsome as me, but you could try to put his face somewhere around here, and hopefully, it'll catch on. But yeah, he could try to be the face.
Thank you very much.
Dimples like that. You see that? You need that to be the face.